Hello, thank you for buying your caravan from MG Caravans. This is just a quick handover video to show you how everything works. So we're going to start in the front locker here. This is where your gas bottles are. So you've got 2 gas bottles, you've got your spare wheel, and you've got a motor mover jockey wheel there, and then you've also got a hitch rod and some other bits in the front. So with the gas, what you have is your gas hose here with a regulator at the top. So to turn the gas on, what you do is you just push the regulator on the top of the bottle until it clicks on and you can't take it off, and then you turn this tap on the side and that releases the gas to use the gas. When you're not using the van and it's in storage or you're towing, just make sure you turn it off, press it in, and that will release the regulator at the top. When that bottle's run out of battery, you just swap them over and then you use the full bottle on the left, same as this one here. We're going to move around to the near side, offside now, sorry. So on the offside, you've got your battery box first. So you've got your battery here, and then you've got your mains inlet at the front, so that's where you plug in your mains. You've got the water inlet there, so you push your pump into the inlet and then you pull down the flap, and that holds the pump in place so it doesn't pop out when it builds pressure. This is your flue for the water heater, so when you're using that on gas, you want to make sure you pull this off. So you pull it from the bottom, and then that makes sure you can use it on gas. If you don't take that off, it will cut off, so just make sure that's off when using it on gas, otherwise you can just use it on electric. Move along, you've got the outlets for the waste here. So you've got the shower waste, and then the kitchen sink and the washroom sink, they both come out of there. You've got the toilet here, so at the top, that is how you fill up the flush water. So you just fill it up till you can see the level. You can put a pink flush chemical in with it as well, and that's what comes out when you flush the toilet. Below, you've actually got your cassette there for the toilet. So when that is full and you want to empty it, all you do is you just lift this clip up at the bottom, pull the cassette out and empty it at the disposal point. And then when you put it back in, just make sure it clicks into place. Go around the back of the van to the near side. So you've got the door into the caravan, you've got your fridge vents, and you've also got the locker that goes into that front seating area there. Next to this, you do have a barbecue point, so you can plug in a barbecue on the outside. We're just going to step into the caravan now. Right, on the inside of the caravan, we're going to start in this offside bed box. You've got your boiler in this corner. So what you do with the boiler is you've got a little drain tap here. So when you get the caravan, the drain tap's going to be in the upright position. So that means that the whole water system is drained. When you're going to want to use the water and bleed the water through, you make sure that drain tap is closed. If you try to bleed it through and the drain tap's in that position, it's just going to come straight in the van and straight out the floor. So make sure you leave that drain tap closed. So you've got the boiler in here, the back of the battery box. So once you've put that drain tap down, you can start turning the van on, turn the pump on. So turn the pump on, you press that switch there, and you can start bleeding the water through. Obviously, plug your pump in on the outside into your water barrel, and then you bleed through the water, cold through to hot. And then just make sure you get constant water through, bleeding that through. And then you can switch between car and then van for the 12 volt. So that's to use the 12 volt and the mains, and the middle is off. And then you've got the auxiliary there. Once you've bled through the water, you can start turning the water heater on. So you've got 2 switches down here. The lower one is to switch the water heater on electric. So if you're on mains electric, you can just switch that on and the water heater will work on the electric. Do not turn that on until you've got the water bled through. And the same with the gas. So you've got the gas switch above, so you can switch that on and that will self-ignite. And if you've run out of gas or it's not, you haven't taken the flue cover off, come up with this red light to let you know that it isn't switched on. And then you can, once it's on, adjust the temperature using this knob at the bottom, so anything from 30 to 70 degrees. The electric side doesn't have a temperature control, it's either just on or off. You've got the heater here. So for the heating, you've got the switches down here next to the fire as well. So at the bottom, you've got the space heater on mains. So when you're going to want to use it on mains, just switch that on, and you can choose between 500 watts, 1000 watts or 2 kilowatts. So if you're on a site with low ampage, you won't be able to use it on 2 kilowatts. So you reduce it down to either 1000 or 500, and obviously you've got on or off, and then you can adjust the temperature. It's not in degrees, it's just a scale, so between 5 and 30. When you're going to want to use it on gas, you've got the gas ignition here on the left of the fire. So what you do is you turn your knob down to 10, push it down, press the ignition button at the same time, and you'll be able to see a little flame as it ignites through the sight finder there on the front of the heater. So just turn it back down to 0 to turn it off. And then you've got the fan switch on the right. So this is to control the heat that's coming out of the ducting holes. So you've either got wave, which is constant on the right, and you've got automatic, which means it will come on and off as and when, and you can adjust the speed 1 to 5 on the top. Next, we've got the fridge. So you've got 3 different settings on the fridge. You've either got 12 volt, which is on the car battery, you've got mains, and you've got gas. So to turn on the fridge, you've got these 2 switches on the left. We've got the gas control on the right. So this little red one is on 12 volt on the car. So when you connect it to the car, you switch that on and that will run the fridge. Mains, you just switch this switch on here, and then you can adjust the temperature. 7 is the coldest, and then obviously 0 is off, and then 1 is the warmest. So if it's too cold on 7, you can turn it down. And then on the right, so switch those off if you're going to use gas. If you're using gas, go to the right, you press down this one for the flame, press the ignition at the same time, and then wait until, if you open the fridge, you've got a sight finder down there, so you'll be able to see it ignite on gas. So when that's when the fridge is ignited, you can adjust the temperature. Again, 1 to 5. 5 is the coldest, 1 is the lowest. So they're your options on there. When you're done using the gas, you can turn it back to off. You've got your gas grill and oven there, and then you've got your gas 4-burner hob at the top, and then you've got your sink with drainer and cover. So when you are towing the van, you want to make sure that that cover is down the transit, and then again the same with the hob lid. We'll just go through to the bathroom. So you've got your shower here, you've got your cassette toilet. To use the cassette toilet, what you have is you have a little slider at the bottom. So to open up into the cassette, you just open that up. You've got your manual flush, so you push that up and down, your flush water comes out, and it goes straight through to the cassette, and then you can close the slider back up. When you're emptying the cassette, it will come up with a little light to let you know when it's full. When you're emptying the cassette, just make sure that that slider is shut on there. And then you've got your sink, and then you've got your wardrobe in here. So you've got, I think that's an awning in there. I think that is everything in here, all the basics. If you do have any questions about any of the workings, or there's something that we've forgotten to show you, if you please give us a call. And thank you again for buying your caravan from us.